I warmly welcome this opportunity by ICESCO to make some comments at the beginning of this holy month of Ramadan. My topic is about looking forwards and the prospect of more effective dialogue in this new multipolar world. I'm concerned about this because we live in changing times. We live in changed times. What has changed has been our international relations. We have a world that's smaller, that's more connected, but we have information that is less perfect. We have a world order which has transformed beyond our recognition in a very few short years. And we now have a world that's multipolar, no longer dominated by one or two superpowers. And this context challenges dialogue and challenges the effectiveness that we can mobilize dialogue to create a more peaceful world. So what is the context that's changed? We've changed our governance, the way we relate one to another and the way we make decisions at local, at national, and yes, even at global levels. We've changed our values. We still struggle as to whether we want to continue to promote inclusive relations or whether we want to exclude, whether we build bridges between us or whether we erect walls to keep us apart. And finally, we live in a context which is totally uncertain, more so than ever before in the past. And this uncertainty won't be removed just because we want it to be. So how do we deal with the change in world order, the change in complexity in our relationships, and the change in the levels of certainty? The prescriptions that I propose and the work that we're looking at to help move us forward more positively look at changing behaviours rather than the structures that surround us. It's in the way we behave as people, one to another, that we will affect more successful and more positive dialogue in our future. And there are three behaviours that I wanted to focus on. I wanted us to reflect on in this month of Ramadan, when we can pause from our everyday life to reflect on some of the big issues that might improve the future for ourselves and the next generations. The first is acceptance, a behaviour that says, I come across many things that I don't understand, I don't like, that I don't relate to strongly. The other. Let's move to a behaviour where we're more accepting of things, even though we're less comfortable with some. Even more powerful acceptance is than toleration. It's not about tolerating difference, it's about accepting it and being more comfortable in that acceptance. Secondly, the behaviour of anxiety. We'll always be worried, we'll always have fears, but let's use our anxiety in a positive way. Let's help our anxieties form the focus and the priorities for action. It's those things that bother us that are really important upon which we need to focus and try to push aside the trivial and more difficult and easier things in sense or less serious. And thirdly, the behaviour of anger. Anger is of no good to anyone. We must remove it from our lexicon of behaviours. It only serves to hurt those who export it and those who impose it upon others. So I would look for a world of changed behaviours, where we promote acceptance, where we mobilise our anxieties, and where we remove our anger, where we become a more peaceful community, world community in general. So my big thank you to ICESCO for this opportunity, and have a peaceful month.